Good day. It's been a minute. That was on purpose. February is a tough month now. It just is. All right? And right after February is March. My birthday's in March. Those are tough months now, you know? It's my first birthday without Violet's mother, and her first birthday in the afterlife. Challenging. And I'm observing behavior during, I want to say post-pandemic. I don't know, because we had the Super Bowl, right? People partying, you know. We had basketball games is now back open, and you know, I don't. Is it over? I'm not sure. Let me stop for a second. 2.5, almost 3 years of this nonsense. Pandemic, scandemic, right? And the first thing anybody can think to do, with it reportedly not even being over yet, is start a war. A war which would produce tough and challenging times for people, which leads to tough and challenging, you know, health issues for people. You know, after bombs drop on your city. There's nothing else better to do to go to war after a global pandemic. I don't know. Truth is stranger than fiction. It's not that I don't give a shit about what's going on in the Ukraine. It's just that I really give a shit more about what's going on here. Alright? I'm sure what's going on in Ukraine and, you know, all that is very important to the people there. Whatever the situation is. Because I can guarantee you this, what's being presented on your live vision is not what's going on over there. I don't proclaim to be an expert on it. I've only looked into it lightly. And I've looked into it lightly because whatever's going on there ain't going on here. I know that the president you selected, I don't know that selected is completely accurate. Right? You think when you vote, you're voting for somebody that's going to be put in office and be in charge and do the stuff that you want done. And the person that you call POTUS is not running the show on anything. How could he? He can't walk up a flight of stairs. How could he be running the country? These people are the people that are put in front of us for us to believe we have a part in the process. You know? Like the comedian, I can't think of his name. We're like little snowflakes, you know? We're like a bunch of little Sheryl Crows, you know? Lie to me. I promise. I believe. I digress. Whatever's going on as I'm about to run this light, whatever's going on damn, the people behind me ran the light. Whatever's going on in Russia is, I forget the other name of the city, just that quick. It's not as important as what's going on here with us. All right? Your Sir Sleepiness, POTUS, gets in the office, and the first week gas jumps 90 cents. The first week. Now it's up. Well, out in Georgia was $2.05. $2.05 when POTUS was selected, whatever. Right? And since then, it's now 4 and change. And in other parts of the country, it's higher than that. What I'm saying is, we are being attacked on a variety of levels. The higher the price gas is, the more restricted you are to move. Many of you are restricted in your movements because of the current price of gas, especially if you have to drive a significant amount of miles to get to work every day. I hear a lot of talk about gas. For people who don't live close to their jobs. All right? I hear a lot of talk about prices of food. I can tell when the truckers are having a hard time because they huddle up on the side of the roads. All right? We're being played with on a variety of levels. Richie from Boston told you about the crap that's being sprayed in the sky. They've been telling you about that for years. 8 that I can count, maybe longer than that. I know when he was heavy on YouTube, years ago, I was watching that, soaking that up, and then going and fact-checking his research on point. We don't claim to know everything. We just have the ability to ask why. We just do. And it's challenging watching so many people sleep. I don't know what the answer is. I don't even think it's our jobs to wake you up at this point. I've said that before. I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Jab, no jab, your choice. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. Listen, when you're fake president, I say fake because when Trump was in office, didn't he hand over emergency powers to FEMA? Didn't that happen? Could have swore that happened. And when that happened, when did FEMA hand those powers back? That's another video. I'm not going there. This is questions. I'm not saying that I know the answer to that. I'm just knowing that I'm coming into contact with on a daily basis, asking the question. Plenty of people are asking questions, but nobody I'm coming into. They're just going to work. They tell you to go to work with a mask on, they're showing up with a mask on, whatever. I'm glad that mask crap is just about over here in Georgia for that matter. It's funny. In the Spanish community in Georgia, I was in a Spanish store. The only hombre in the store. They tight heavy on those masks. And I don't want to generalize Spanish people, but it seemed like they told you. To cover your face. And y'all, cover your face. Orderly. You're still doing it. I wonder if it's just, your level of awareness of where you at. I think some of y'all are like the toads that were in the warm pot. It's like, this water's comfortable. Not realizing that water's heating up, and y'all actually the main course. You're about to be stewed. All right, look left, look right. You see seasoned salt on the counter. That's not a good look. Might want to exit pot left. Another video. Exit pot left. That's coming because we're being cooked slow. Let me give you an example. Video games. One of the best, worst presents I've ever received years ago. The best, worst present. You'll understand why I say that in a sec. Years ago was an Xbox. My friend suggested to my wife, get him an Xbox. He'll like that. Get him this game. It was one of the first Call of Duties. It was the first or second Call of Duty. I got it right between the first and the second Call of Duty ever. Alright? And after playing it for so many years, what I realize is the game actually keeps track of how much time you spent sitting down playing that game. And I was flabbergasted over a period of time of how much time I actually spent playing that game. And what happens when you sit in spots for long periods of time without movement? A lot of stuff happens. Your circulation's not right. You're sure enough not getting any exercise. For me, looking back, hindsight's 20/20 is an attack on your legs. Once the legs go, once your health goes, once your legs go, your health goes. It's the beginning of the end. And our health has been attacked on so many levels. Sitting down for long periods of time. Video games, office jobs, etc. They say close to 4 out of 5 of our women are obese. That's a problem, right? These feel like attacks. These feel like indirect attacks, and even the attacks that are direct feel like indirect attacks. The mattress you sleep on. Not going into that. These are just random thoughts. I don't want to go left completely. The mattress you sleep on, the type of material in our clothes, the hair products we use, the makeup women use, what are those ingredients? What animal body parts are being added to some of your lipstick? You need to look that up. I'm not going there here. Y'all will be all in my comments, just reckless. The attacks are coming from everywhere. The food, the type of foods, the medical procedures, colonoscopies. You know, what is living in your colon? You have some of us these days have a very diverse bacteria population in our colons, right? And that very diverse bacteria population is the source of your immunity. And that's being attacked with the foods you're eating, with the medications you're taking, covering your face, breathing your own carbon dioxide, which is like breathing your own waste. Oxygen, reportedly, is the waste product of plants. Imagine if plants were not able to take in the carbon dioxide and was only taking in oxygen. I don't know that would be healthy for them. We have a symbiotic relationship with nature. We breathe out carbon dioxide. They take that, they give us oxygen. It's just wave, figure eight, wave of give and take, balance. And everything is out of balance now. It just is. So what's going on in Kuwait? Hey, not Kuwait, whatever. Whatever the what's the name is. I'm driving. I got other stuff I'm thinking about. I'm not focused on that Russian stuff. I'm not. They weren't focused on what's going on over here. Ever. Alright? Civil war, North versus South, civil rights, none of it. Whatever they got going on over there, they have to deal with. You know, at some point you got to get back to dealing with what's going on here at home. And anybody, come up with a rational reason why gas is so high, why food prices are so high, why inflation is such a problem, right? It's just destroying the value of the dollar almost on purpose, it seems like. This whole scam of trying to go cashless society, and when they saw they didn't work, they took their foot off the pedal. Right? Oh, we're running out of coins. There's a coin shortage. Oh, if you pack, listen, remember we going through the daggone drive-thrus, and people are handing back your change, putting it into like containers on the tray with gloves on, so that you don't touch the money and they don't touch the coins for you. Remember when you were in school and somebody used to do this? You look down and they hit your nose. And then they really laugh if they were able to do it to you twice. Remember that? It's like watching that all day long. All of those practices are gone. At least in the area that I'm at. Okay? I want to get to Kyrie Irving too in a sec. Going to the Waffle House. We've talked about this before. They were putting up them plastic partitions separating people. You know, like this imaginary screen in between tables would magically keep you from, you know, catching the Kobe cooties. And you gotta walk in through the door with your mask on, and you have to sit and separate yourself, but then you can take your mask off and eat. How did any of you fall for this? I get it. We look like idiots at the time we were talking, but nobody's saying, look at y'all was talking all that crap, and look, you were completely wrong. None of y'all are saying that. Matter of fact, none of y'all, very few of y'all saying anything. You're just going on with life like it just never happened. Like you just, well, whatever. Nothing to see here. Nothing to talk about here. I'm amazed how people have just gone on with life. You weren't able to go to funerals. You weren't able to put your kids in school. And now that this stuff is cleared up for the most part, and nobody's really talking about it anymore like that. Nobody's talking about it like that anymore. You know, this winter was supposed to be a real big deal. And the dividing the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. Remember that? You know, if you're protected, how and me not being protected becomes a threat to you because you've been protected. It's like a tongue twister. You got the shot. Why are you worried that I didn't get the shot? Didn't you get the shot? Aren't you protected? How am I a problem to you if you're protected? And how are you protected when apparently they're reporting this stuff is mutating like, you know, like somebody playing double dutch. You know what I mean? Just changing the patterns of the rope. Like, scratch a lie, find the truth. Ray Charles movie. Great line in the movie. Scratch a lie, find the truth. Challenging. Passing by kids playing everywhere. They took the basketball goals down here during the pandemic. All right? I said I wanted to get back to something. But before I get back to what I forgot I want to get to, it was Kyrie Irving I wanted to get to. They took the basketball goals down. Children were out of school. Like this country was very high ranked in education in the first place. Children were taken out of school. You were scammed to death. Hoarding toilet paper. Fighting in the line over chicken sandwiches. Paper towels and baby wipes. And y'all were fighting over toilet paper. I was hoarding the baby wipes. Okay? Travel ready. Alright? You guys put the kids back in school. This was a perfect time for you to homeschool your kids and say to hell with the education system. Nothing against teachers. This is not an attack on teachers. This is an attack on just doing what you're told. Or letting other people guide the minds of your offspring. Letting other people guide the minds of your offspring. I regret that. If I had to do it all over again, I'd have homeschooled my kids. I didn't let them play sports. I done took them to all the practices with a local school. I'd have homeschooled my kids. If I had to do it all, knowing what I know now, I would homeschool my kids, and I would not step foot near a hospital to give birth to a baby. All of my babies would have been born at home. Okay? And I would have got a certificate of live birth, which is different from a birth certificate. Look it up. Birth certificate is what you have. I would have got a certificate of live birth. There is a difference. And the difference is everything. That's another video. Kyrie Irving. They're letting the guy play in away games. He can go play, but when he's in New York, he can't play. Not that I give a fuck. What I'm saying is, my question is Kyrie the only player that is not vaccinated? How come he's the only player being talked about on your television that can play games, away games, but can't play games at home because of New York's vaccine mandate? Is he the only player in any sport that just said, I'm not getting the vaccine? Because he's the only one I'm hearing about. Within New York teams, football, all the football, everybody else got a vaccine. Everybody else got the shot. Kyrie was the only one. Basketball, hockey, tennis, football, baseball. He's the only player to say, do the fist thing, whatever you want to call it, kneel, whatever you want to call it, say, I'm not allowing you to put a shot in my body, the body that my parents made, the body that belongs to me and not the government. Mr. Sleepy, I'm losing patience with you people for not getting the vaccine. Remember when the president said that shit? I damn near lost my mind. A person I watched, I'm subscribed to, she lost her mind when Biden went that route. If I find that video, it will be in the link in the description. I think it's worth the review. All right? I love her. You ain't my hoe. You ain't my pimp. She was funny, Miss McGlover. She's hilarious. She's on another stint now, but I'm not gonna. And I might put that link in the video as well. There's 2 links from Miss Glover that I'm gonna put in the link in the description. I'm not gonna talk about the second one yet. I'm just gonna put the link in the description. She's doing something that's pretty hilarious, and I like to laugh, and it's important. It's good subject matter, and I think you should laugh too. Is Kyrie the only player that didn't get the daggone shot? Excuse me, was he the only one? Insane. But Kyrie can play these games. These are the games he can play that are away, but he can't play the good. Yep. We falling for that? Really? We falling for that? He's the only one that didn't get vaccinated? That can't play in New York? But he can go play other places? Is COVID only a problem in New York? Or it's because he ain't bow down to the powers that be, including the NBA? Yeah, you can do stuff like that when you got a little bit of power, and you can afford to be out of work. I think that's dope. I think he should. I think he could have taken it a step further. I think during this whole pandemic, they want to shut stuff down. This would have been a good time for them to completely bow out and take their monies and start their own league. I think that would have been dope. Start their own league. Or everybody pull out. Everybody pull out. NBA, NFL, baseball, all of them pull out. Nah, you know what? We make enough money. We're gonna start our own league. I think that's dope. I'm just putting that out there. Maybe somebody will tag LeBron in it. And LeBron and a couple of guys get together. The Magic Johnson over there buying movie theaters. Dodgers or whatever the hell team you want. With minority only. Start your own league. You all got the money to start your league now. Start your own league. This is where you make your own rules. That's the idea. I don't know. I'm not watching it much these days anyway. Right? I'm just not. I mean, I'm not really all this alpha male talk. I'm not an alpha male. I thought I was for years. Not, and maybe at one point I was. I identify more as a sigma male. Many of you never heard of that. Google it. You understand the characteristics of a sigma male. You understand me completely. Why I'm not on here much. I apologize because there are people on here that enjoy the conversations. And I enjoy the comments in the emails and thus and such. What I'm saying is we have been lied to from everything from 9/11, not going there, 9/11, right, to the shuttle disaster, all of it. We've been lied to, all of it. We just have. And lies that big are hard to cover up, especially when an age like the same instruments that they're using to track us and track my movements, even in this very moment, are the same instruments that we have at our disposal to catch stuff in lies. It's just weird, you know. That Pentagon shit, the plane crashed into the Pentagon, but happened to crash into a section of the Pentagon that was under construction. There was nobody in that section, and it happened to crash and leave no seats, no wings, none of that stuff. Gas station had a 24-hour surveillance, caught all that footage, snatched. I'm talking about 9/11. It's the Pentagon that was supposedly hit by a plane. All right. And then you got Building 7. Remember that? Building 7? The infamous reporter, I forget her name. She's doing a live coverage talking about how Building 7 has just fell down, even though it wasn't hit by a plane. And as she was reporting that it fell, it was actually standing behind her. Hadn't come down yet. They hadn't hit the explosives yet on that. I'm just saying, when you lying on that kind of level, it's hard to cover all your bases. But I don't know that all the bases need to be covered when the populace is asleep anyway. For whatever reason. Maybe it's the fluoride in the water that's got us screwed up. You know what I'm saying? We shower and bathing in it every morning. We closing the door and showering it and showering hot. And so it becomes a gas. And then we start breathing it as we shower and thinking we're cleaning ourselves, we're cleansing ourselves, we're poisoning ourselves slowly. That's another video. To the toothpaste and up. Ingredients in the toothpaste. All of it. Calcifying our pineal glands. All of it. I say get back in the nature, put your phones down, spend more time outside, spend more time with your feet planted on the ground for a lot of reasons. It's called grounding. Look it up. We've talked about it before. It's starting to get warm again. Walk backwards. I said that. Walk backwards. It's healthier. It just is. Walk backwards. Look it up. Look up bulletproof knees. When I remember and I stop, I'll put the link in the description. And why walking backwards is especially if you're trying to get back into shape, any kind of shape, especially if you're overweight or whatever. Walk backwards. You ain't got to walk fast. Walk backwards. Bulletproof knees. Bulletproof knees. YouTube it. I'm just trying to give you some positive stuff you can do to, food in general, when you have a depleted microbiome, causes inflammation. I will repeat, food in general will cause inflammation when your microbiome is depleted or at a certain depletion level. One of the major keys here is a healthy gut population. You don't sustain a healthy gut by letting people tie knots in your colon or knots in your intestines because you don't have the discipline to stop putting crap in your mouth. I'm just saying. You flying overseas or flying to Mexico or Venezuela or whatever, Dominican, wherever, to get parts of you chopped off because you're not disciplined. I'm talking to the ladies. Y'all need to cut it out. You got to cut it out. All right? You're damaging yourselves. You're damaging yourselves because you're not disciplined. Because you've grown up in an age of no accountability. Put the chicken wing down. No, I'm gonna take my my stimulus money, my PPP money, and fly overseas and go let them chop me up. Come back in wheelchairs. You go check out. If you're in Atlanta, go down to Atlanta and hang out in the international return flights. Watch how many of our women getting off the plane in wheelchairs. All right? Of course you're distracted. You just are. Yeah, I'm in my apartment after work, and I got an earpiece in my ear. And the dog above me is going nuts because the kids are playing in the right where my screen doors are. Out there, the kids are playing. All right, and the dog is going nuts. But there's a girl there, not 10 feet from where the kids are playing. She's an adult, and she's got red weave that looks like yarn. It looks like yarn. Y'all are not dressing for us at all, because I don't know not near nigga that requested his girl to get yarn in here, whatever. You You can tell she's doing the Instagram live thing or whatever, twerking for the daggone camera. I'm like, we're lost. And Bobby Hemmett said it. We're lost. There's no hope for us as the group. Forget about it. It's over. And he said that 11 years ago. It's over. It is. It's over. It's lost. I don't even get involved. Now I'm speaking from an American standpoint. That's the only hope I can hope for at this point. Is that at some point we band together as Americans. Those of us who still have some level of sense, band together as Americans. Okay, the stuff that's going on in Ukraine. I knew eventually I would remember the name again. The Ukraine and the Russia stuff. That's not our business. Let them handle their business. Okay, these high-ass gas prices. The fact that we've been using gas in cars all these many years, still using gas all these many years. The fact that we're using oil, okay, oil, the lifeblood of the planet, to power cars. It's a problem. When cell phones are changing every 5 months, there's a cell phone upgrade. Technology is changing. We're still using gasoline. Yeah, we got electric cars. You got Teslas and stuff like that. Right? I mean, I remember I was a kid growing up. We were looking at the Jetsons cartoon. How all of this futuristic stuff, the flying cars and all that other stuff. We're still using gasoline in cars. Okay? And our dollar is holding on for dear life, backed by the petrodollar. This economy is run on. We're being attacked on all levels, all right? And sometimes you have to punt and reset. It's 4th and 20. Not a punt and reset. That's a football reference. What I'm saying is, it's a good idea to have some conversations. Step back a little bit and have some conversations. All of us, like-minded, have some conversations and decide where we want to go forward. Decide what we want to do with our children. We want to keep putting our children in school to be programmed, to be mind controlled? No. No. Mind controlled anywhere. On Sunday too. Mind controlled? No. That's another video. No. Not interested in that. I'm not. And it's something for you to consider. Okay? Because school is become a place where you could send your kid so that you can have time to be home and smoke weed while your kid is mind controlled programmed by those who may or may not have your best interests at heart. I mean, they get paid to present what they are told to present. And some of the stuff that your kids are learning in school might not be the kind of stuff that you want put in their head. I'm just telling you, mental illness is being normalized now. That is another video. Mental illness is being normalized. And that is a problem. That video's coming. I want to stay away from it because I don't want all of the mentally ill people on my daggone page defending their mental illness. Now, I'm not making light of mental illness. Okay? What I'm saying is there is a way of life that's being pushed that for all other purposes in the 70s was defined as mental illness. It just is what it is. And we all suffer from it. All of us suffer from it, including myself. The key is to at some point to become aware of it and to be accountable of your part in it, and to be accountable of your process of coming out of it. To Kyrie Irving, back to the basketball thing real quick. I think it's dope that he's like, my body, I'm doing what I want to do with it. I'm not taking that shot. Fuck y'all. Oh, you gonna? I don't get to play. Fuck it. I'll be home with my family. It's all good. Good. Put his principles above his paycheck. You don't see that every day. All right, and they make people out to be crazy. Listen, when you speaking in a way that's not popular, the first thing they do is to put up things to discredit you. Oh, he's involved in this. Oh, he's involved in this. Oh, he said the earth was flat. This, that, it's an attack, and we fall for it. Divide and conquer. We fall for it all the time. We fall for it. All of us that we're talking about, if you want to take the vaccine, great. We're not taking that. We were attacked. 2.5, 3 years we were attacked for our choice. Man. I didn't take the vaccine. I didn't get COVID. A lot of the people that I know that didn't take the vaccine didn't get COVID. Just didn't. We are aware of our need to protect our gut biome. I don't think I look bad for 50. I don't think I look bad for 50. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day.